Okay, forget about Unova remakes. I'm going to give you the lore reason, the canon reason that the Blueberry Academy is set in the Unova region. I was in the Unova region, New York, last week. This time last week, hanging out with Dusty Gogoat from the Hidden Power podcast. We'd recorded a podcast episode out there, which is live now. You can check that out, link in the description. And while the cameras were rolling, I said, Dusty, I've got an idea for a theory here. I think I've worked out exactly why the Blueberry Academy is in Unova. And then you will be hearing now, exactly as he did, live for the first time, exactly what this theory is, and it makes way too much sense.
I'm so excited about this. All right, you can't look at this. You can't.
Okay. I have no idea what he's gonna say.
Here we go. So, first thing is first.
Okay.
The Indigo Disc is confirmed to be in the Nova region.
Yes, that's a correct. Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
Full stop. Done. Video's over. Good work. We did it.
All right. I'll see you guys.
We did it.
Where's my pizza?
I sort of said before I went for my nap that there's this idea that the character of Lacey, who's going to be quite important, might be a granddaughter of or daughter of the gym leader Clay in Driftveil City, because she's got the
she's got pink hair. She has diamonds in her hair.
Right.
They're barrettes.
Mm-hmm. And Clay's got the big diamond on his cowboy hat. And
that's his whole thing.
The reason I think that Lacey might be there as a member of the school is a form of nepotism, because we also see Drayton, who is probably the grandson or son of Drayton.
And in the original Unova games, we have, what's his name, Benga
Benga
is the son of Alder, who maybe isn't receiving nepotism preference, but he is a very skilled trainer. Right? He's had that ability.
It seems like these legacy, like, gym leader children, maybe they're all going somewhere to get educated, and maybe that's the Indigo Disc Academy. So that's the first little part of this, I guess. Lacey also, I think, I saw in Hoops' recent video, is an anagram of Clay, which is
really cool.
CLAY, LACY.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's an anagram, so it's really interesting. So there might be a connection there. But I also think it makes sense for Clay, because it's come up recently, you might have seen this on Twitter, there's the gemstones that Clay will have mined out of the Driftveil mines that look like the Terra crystals.
And they're in a museum in the original Unova games.
Right. And in the Indigo Disc, it seems clear that the Terra crystals have been used to sort of form the terrarium. So clearly there's been, Clay has worked on the Indigo Disc.
Yeah.
And if you're following the real world release dates, that means the Indigo Disc probably became an academy about 10 years ago in terms of the Pokemon lore, about when Black and White 2 ended. Okay. With me so far, on board, this is all fine.
So far.
So here's the next, this is like a different theory, but it ties in. The Pokemon World Tournament is in Driftveil City.
Yes.
Driftveil City between Black and White 1 and 2 sees a lot of industrial development, likely as a result of Clay's work, but I think collaborating with Sairano. And there's always been a bit of a mystery about the Pokemon World Tournament. And you already know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I do know. Yeah.
What am I going to say? Go on.
You tell them, because I'm going to say the rest. Should I just spoil it?
Spoil it. Go for it.
The trainers that you fight in the Pokemon World Tournament are AI. Why would Giovanni be there?
Right.
Why?
Red is down from Mount Silver.
Yeah.
All the gym leaders from all over the world.
And it would make sense if that happened once in a while, if it was you could only do it on Fridays. That could make sense because people come in, right? They
come in for the tournament.
But you can play it back to back to back to back.
So all these gym leaders, and most people...
always present, omnipresent, and I'll add something. They actually don't... The trainers you fight at the Pokemon World Tournament, they will actually have different teams than whatever their teams are throughout the rest of the region, right?
So, and this idea of AI technology, I think previously people would just go, oh, it's just the Pokemon World Tournament. They're not really
Which is
there.
honestly what I've always thought.
It's not really canon. But for every other battle facility, you look at, the Pokemon tree in Alola, you go,
there's a limit, right? There's a limit to who can actually show up there, right?
100%.
Which we've had an issue with as fans, but canonically, it probably makes sense.
But now we know AI is a thing with Sada and Chura. Sada and Churro in Area Zero.
That's another thing. The trainers that you fight in the World Tournament, they are unchanged from wherever they existed in
whatever point in time.
Right? Where the people in the battle tree, Red and Blue, have aged up. Who is it?
Right.
The other person has aged up.
All of the other gym leaders. Okay, so far we've got that. This idea that they're AI, but why would Driftveil City, of all places, have access to AI technology? Well, if they're working with the Blueberry Academy, now we got to remember the Blueberry Academy is a sister academy to the, I'm going to say them wrong, the Academy of Scarlet and Violet.
I'm not going to say
No.
it.
Okay. But what's interesting is that the academies in Scarlet and Violet are 800 years old.
Yeah.
Blueberry Academy probably isn't older than Black and White 2. It's probably not only 10 years old. So in what way are they sister academies? Well, I think that Cyrano worked with the original Sada and Churro in Area 0, or in excavating Area 0, taking research notebooks. Now, in Area 0, there are these folders that are all blue, that all the notes are in.
Yeah.
So I think Cyrano, who I believe has Terapagos, we'll see when the DLC comes out, that doesn't really matter too much, but I believe that he was helping Sada and Churro in their investigation into Area 0 and the Time Machine so that he could build out the Blueberry Academy.
Yeah.
But where this really hits ahead, this is really, really fun, Area 0, Cyrano, is... there is actually another time machine. Well, there's two. There's the time capsule, but there's a time machine in Pokemon Black and White. Do you know about this?
No.
I
don't believe it.
There is.
Where?
There's an NPC, a time machine, but they need a Pokemon with the move Charge from the opposite game, which is really interesting. So most people do like Blitzle, they give it Charge and they trade it over.
Yeah.
But what's really fascinating about that is the place that this scientist is located is in Opaloosid City. The one city that is either set in the future or the past, depending on the version you play, suggesting it's a paradoxical location, which means there's a time machine in a paradox location in Pokemon Black and White.
How did you think of this?
That is, and so now we know how Cyrano may have helped Sada and Churro in creating their time machine, but there's one last point to this.
What is it?
Do you know what you get for helping this scientist? There's an item in the game that you get.
Is it a key item or a regular item?
A regular item. It's a battle item that you get for helping the scientist in doing this.
A battle item or a TM?
It's like a battle item. Any ideas?
I'm gonna guess...
someone in the comments knows.
Leftovers.
It's not. It's the cell battery, right?
Oh, wow.
Now this is... so for some reason, this cell battery is part of making a time machine.
That would match up with Charge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's one other place in the game you can get a cell battery. Do you know where that is?
Pokemon World Tournament?
The Battle Subway.
Oh.
Who's in the Battle Subway?
Ingo and Emmett.
Ingo and Emmett, who has recently had time travel shenanigans.
Yeah.
So what if Ingo didn't actually come through a space-time distortion like we think?
Yeah.
What if he was the result of cell batteries being given to this person, scientist trying to make a time machine, and gets warped back in time to the world of Legends Arceus through that time machine? And that's why this guy has cell batteries to give.
That's crazy.
After the events of Black and White 2, in perfecting the time machine and collecting more cell batteries, this scientist accidentally warps Ingo into the past.
That's crazy.
But gives Cyrano, who's running the new Blueberry Academy, the information he needs to perfect the time machine for Sada and Churro. He also helps Sada and Churro create their AI counterparts, and that's why the notebooks are blue in Area 0. And with that knowledge, helps Clay in developing the Pokemon World Tournament. And Clay is helping him make the Indigo Disc.
It's all coming together. It's literally all coming together.
There's so many little points here. I don't know. I'm pretty impressed with myself.
That's really good. That's really good.
I want to know what people think in the comments.
For
what are
me,
you feeling?
the thing that's really interesting to me, because like what we're discussing today is like, what is the possibility of a Gen 5 remake? All these little things, especially those two different towns, Opaloosid City, that swap, right? It would be interesting to explore a new set of Unova games that have these like paradox elements, right? Where two different regions are almost existing at the same time, depending on whatever.
Well, you've got in Black and White 2, there's a whole bunch of new areas. There's in Black and White 1, there's the is it the White Tree Hollow and the Black Tower in Black City, and like, I think we could if the Paradox Pokemon is that idea localized to Pokemon, and the Indigo Disc is a world where perhaps we might see elements of the past and future collide, a Unova remake could surely see many of the towns of Unova in a state of sort of a paradoxical
I'm curious.
flux.
I want to look back to see what other things that the scientists have said in these different games, because they're always, whatever the scientists say, I'm like convinced that's what Game Freak is thinking. They go, wouldn't it be cool if this happened in a future game?
Well, you know, it's...
and they tuck it into some
It's
NPC
not even
dialogue.
Speculation. Do you know why?
Because it keeps happening. There's so much evidence.
It happened in Generation 3.
Yep.
There's a scientist in the Devon Corporation who says, I'm working on a machine that allows us to see into the world of Pokemon Dreams. And sure enough, in Black and White, we literally get it.
But there's been other, I can't think of them right now, but those things exist.
Yeah.
Incredible, Toby. Well,
thank you.
I'm having fun in New York City.
Me too.
Unova's been good.
This has been good. Thank you for doing this. I think we're going to maybe do another podcast, perhaps,
I think that's a good idea,
with a wonderful new YouTuber called Cuppafee. So be on the lookout for that. If you want to see that, you'll see that. There'll be a link at the top of the description. Fake Mars. And there'll be a link at the top of the description to the Hidden Power podcast and to Dusty's
check
channel.
us out. Please come check us out.
Thank you for joining me for this
Appreciate it.
little ramble theory. I enjoyed it.
Wanna
and of
record a
course,
podcast?
yeah.
Soar high Pokemon.
So hi
Masters.
Pokemon. Oh, you got it. I'll just quit. I have to quit. You go.
All right, subscribe to Dusty Go-Goat. Actually, I'm gonna change the name of this channel to Dusty Go-Goat. I'll see you. Soar high, Pokemon Masters.
Bye.
Hello there, it's me, Professor Oak. This video's over, so please choose another one wisely and quickly. Bye-bye.
Just the biggest thank you to those of you who've been supporting this channel on Patreon, including the big patrons of this month, Jed Rubin, Charmander Ansel, Anthony Lee, and the Alligator. Thank you so much.